Not a little bad showing. Butler coming to town here. No, we got to
No, we
go
gotta go
to.
to
That's a
them.
neutral.
Or
Is
it's
that
a
neutral or
neutral.
is that away? Yeah,
It's
it's
got a
neutral.
neutral site or something like
Yeah, that's right. But either way, I mean, it's still a fun one.
that. Yeah.
All right, let's do this thing. All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. What is up, everybody? Thank you for joining us here on the Welcome Podcast. I'm your host, Fabius the Garnet, and joined by Coach Q.
What it do? What it do?
And in today's episode, we are finally, I know we keep saying we're coming back, we're finally back, but this time we are back. Q had work stuff. I had stuff on a move, a job, and all this stuff just comes crashing down on October. And it's just, Cocktober doesn't exist, by the way. I just want to go ahead and throw that out there. Can we go ahead and end that myth, Q, about Cocktober? Go ahead and end that. I don't know why
Bro,
that
this is
is,
the worst.
why it was a
This is the
thing.
worst October I've seen since '88. There's a bad October, bro. I wasn't even born in '88, and this is the worst one I've seen since it.
Man, I, it's brutal, man.
That was bad.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun losing. We are it's just unfortunate times, man, and it's like I said, it's just not fun, quite frankly. And I think we're seeing where Shane Beamer has just not been who he needs to be as a head coach, and he's made these terrible hires throughout his career. And I mean, look, Hugh. I mean, we know that Lenore Sellers hasn't been who he needs to be this year. We can all agree on that, right? Shane Beamer should have never, just quite frankly, should have never hired Mike Shula as to be the OC at South Carolina last year.
Mm.
And we look at the Illinois game, right, the bowl game, and I wanted to say it's because of personnel. You didn't have Rocket Sanders in that game, right, who contributed a lot throughout the season, and you didn't have some other pieces going on there. And I really thought that could be reason for what we saw that day. And going forward, it's we've seen the same thing play out over and over and over and over again all season long, minus the first drive against Virginia Tech this year.
Well, with that, I got to kind of preference context. Mike Shula was at a disadvantage when the bowl game happened, so I
Sure,
won't hold that against him.
sure.
There were plays to be made, and there were plays that weren't made. And
I could agree on that.
honestly, Mike did worse than what happened in the bowl game. That's the worst part of the situation.
I know.
Mike literally did worse than
Yeah,
what happened in the bowl game.
yeah.
And Shula's got to look himself in the mirror on this situation. Shula's got to understand this is this had to happen. But I will say this though. I will genuinely say this. I'm gonna be honest on this one. I'm gonna be pissed if these next three games Fury puts up some good numbers and this could have been used against Bama, against Oklahoma, against LSU.
Mm,
I'm going to be upset about those situations, rightfully so, because I just feel like it was just malpractice at that point.
I agree.
You're looking at
And I agree.
malpractice.
I agree.
We should have
I
won the
agree.
LSU game. We should have won Alabama game. I mean, if Lenore hits a couple more passes for touchdowns, we're beating Ole Miss.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so much I don't understand in the situation, and I'm kind of like, well, like, what do you say? What do you honestly say? Um, no one's played good. Let's just keep it all the way funky. No one's played good. There's no one that's played good. There's no one that's done what needs to be done. I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth about that. But what I will say is, Lenore's has a decision to make, and I'm going to go ahead and dispel this now. Miami has nothing to do with this decision. If you want to believe people, hey, be my guest. Believe who you want to believe. Believe who you want to believe. Because if it's me, hey, always cite your sources. Isn't that what they taught us in school?
Yeah.
Isn't that what they taught us
Yeah.
in school? Cite your sources. Cite your
That's
source then. Because I
exactly.
know for a fact I've talked to several people that are well connected to Lenore's that are trying to figure out where this Miami thing came from. I think I traced where the source was. and that was Todd McShay on TikTok. I think that's where the source was, but I'm not for certain. I'm not for sure.
If we're sourcing it, and all respect or credit is due, man. Todd McShay has been great in his time for the things that he's done, but good lord, I mean, the guy is not who he used to be. I mean, he has a podcast now. He has his own show. He's left the big the 4-letter network, right? The mothership. I mean, he's left all that. Todd McShay used to be a household name in the sports world. He's not that anymore. So
And
I feel like
and
that's a
honestly, I
huge
just think he
grasp.
was. And if we're keeping it a buck 50, I don't even really blame Todd more so than it's like I just feel like it was he was just giving his opinion,
Sure, sure.
and I think some people took it in and kind of ran
Yeah.
with it.
That no, they didn't kinda. They did run with it. Q. That there was no kinda about it. They 100% ran with it and tried to turn it into something that it's not, including the state newspaper. I'm looking at you right now. I'm calling you out right now. Whoever wrote that article with the state, Jordan K. I don't know who it was, but you have to be better than that. I know what you're doing. You're looking for clickbait. I get it. I understand what you're doing with that. I know how it goes. You get paid on clicks, you get paid on engagements. Nobody buys the newspaper anymore, so you got to find your money from somewhere.
Yeah,
But that's just
but yeah, I
it's
think
ridiculous.
it was taken some place it didn't have to be. So I don't
Oh, 100%.
I don't think that was a good idea for them. But I'm not I'm not the end all be all in that situation. And be real with you, Chief. I'm not the end all be all. So
Yeah, yeah. We'll see. What everything plays out. I mean, that
hmm
also goes to the Gamecock fans that are out there saying like Dylan Stewart was on the way out just before the last game against Ole Miss. He was on the injury report. Oh, he's going to pull a Juice Wells. He's done. Well, hmm. I mean, I don't know. Did you guys not watch the same game that I did? I guess what was it Alabama, Oklahoma, whichever one it was. That he got his hip. He hurt his hip.
that was an
Did we?
Oklahoma game, but in
Yeah,
Alabama game he
yeah. Did
played
we not
good.
watch the same game where he got hurt? I mean, just ridiculous, man. I
Hey
mean,
man,
just
that's them, man. That's what
not.
happens.
I get it, man. People have this bad taste from Juice Wells, but I'm telling you right now, J- Dylan Stewart for one is not like Juice Wells. Not even close. Not
hmm
even close. And if he decides to leave South Carolina, that's on his own accord, but he's not doing it because of money. He's not doing anything else. But I'm going to tell you what, I would be shell shocked if that happens because not everybody goes to college football looking to win a national title. That's not their goal in life. They can say, hey, yeah, I'd like to win a national title. But when you have a guy like Sterling Lucas coaching you up and developing you, that goes a long way. And the league looks at that. Sterling Lucas, his Rolodex, his book of contacts is very, very
hmm
deep in the NFL. I'm going to have to say that right
hmm
now. And despite Dylan Stewart's talent, as great as it is, he's still learning.
Yeah,
He's still learning. He's still developing. He knows that. He's not stupid.
I agree.
You're not just going to go to another school for your last year and pray to God that you don't get put in a bad situation where you don't have somebody on the other edge that could properly do what they need to do that have been developed the right way, by the way. And that can take you in your final year and develop you the way you need to be going to the NFL.
Agreed.
I'm just saying. I mean, look, Kyle Kennard, a guy came from Georgia Tech. Nobody saw he was going to do what he did last year at South Carolina.
hmm
And he did what he needed to do. TJ Sanders, Taki Hemingway, all those guys developed under Sterling Lucas.
hmm And Travian Robinson that everybody
Yeah,
keeps forgetting
Travian.
about.
Absolutely. Which, by the way, Travian is officially somewhat walking on his own. He does have a crutch for help, but at this moment, he's taking steps.
That's what
And
matters.
that's amazing because I don't think we
Yep.
truly understood the magnitude of what happened.
hmm
Because when you're in the hospital for 2-3 weeks, that's pretty serious.
Indeed.
It's pretty serious. So good to see Travian up there walking and getting back to it. South Carolina, Mike Shula, bye bye. It's officially over, like we were just kind of talking about, and now brings on Mike Fury. With Coach Fury, he has an offense that he's ran at Limestone. The stats are really impressive, and I will caution, of course, it is Limestone. I get it. I understand they are no longer around. I get that point too. People are probably saying FGQ, you don't know what you're talking about. The Limestone College is no longer around, so why are we even having this conversation? Look, man, D2, D1, I'm going to tell you, when you're putting these stats a game, it's just ridiculous. And by the way, Those stats: 448 yards a game. Okay, 464 yards a game.
Bingo.
34 points a game. 30
Bingo.
points a game.
Bingo.
D2, D1. Here's the thing. And Mike Fear runs a spread offense, okay? Multiple spread offense. It's different than what we've seen at South Carolina so far under Shula. But those stats are disgusting. And like you just earlier said, if he blows this thing out and Lenore Sellers finds a way to be Lenore Sellers again, wide receivers get more separation, which they're getting separation now. Don't want to discredit that at all.
Mm-hmm.
And all these things are starting to connect. The inside, outside zones are crystal. They're running smooth, right? Jet sweeps are looking nice. The RPOs that Fury ran at Limestone.
That's all I'm saying. And not even just that. You get to a bowl game and you win a bowl game. You got 7 wins on the season. It's not ideal, but you get 7 wins on the season. And with you getting 7 wins on the season, I think a lot of people aren't realizing how much of a turnaround that is. You beat your rivals. You're able to get another trophy game, which is Texas A&M. You start a streak against Texas A&M, actually.
Mm-hmm.
You take care of business Coastal, and then you just get in a bowl game, and you get that win, and momentum propels you into the offseason. But that brings me to my next point with the offseason. A name I've heard a lot is Bell, Pittsburgh's offensive coordinator. It's a name I've heard a lot. And when I look at what he's done with an offense that doesn't have as much talent as we have, hey, I'm with it. I need someone to call some plays. I'm with it. You got to do something like that. You got to.
Yeah.
You got to.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, K Bell. I mean, it's solid. You know, he's looked good, man. It's an interesting name that jumps right off the books. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I would preferably for it. I mean, I want to do a little more read more into that. Of course, there are names out there that have been thrown around. Obviously, Dal Loggins being one of them. I can already tell you that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
Loggins
There's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
No. And Q, I mean, tell the people why that's not going to happen. For one, I mean,
because we're not going back to, we're not doing pro style. We're not doing NFL pro style at that either. I was told distinctively we're not doing that. I was told without a shadow of a doubt we're moving away from pro style. And if that's the case, then we're fine. We're going to be better than good. It's not even a regular good. We're better than good at that situation, and we're doing what we need to do. So that's just my point, my preference on the situation, and that's just what I've heard.
I gotta say, man, if it's Bell, he does have an interesting resume. He was at Western Carolina for a while, from about when Shane Beamer came to South Carolina, and at that point they were over 500 yards a game, I believe, a total offense, which is just absolutely insane. Once again, I get Western Carolina. People are screaming, it's Western Carolina. Well, look at Pitt. Like you just said, they're a team that they haven't been high powered on offense, and they're still, top 15 in the country in passing yards, I believe, right now, or they were last year. I mean, that's a team that they score a lot of points. They scored a lot of points last year. They were scoring an average 32, 34 points a game last year. Are you kidding me? I think as a South Carolina fan, you would sign up for that in a heartbeat.
Correct. And that's where we're at with it. That's how I feel about it. And so that's just how I'm looking at the situation is this. If you want something different, that's who we need to go with. We need different. And different is what I'm looking for. So
yeah, it's been time, unfortunately, and I think this is it for Shane. As much as I hate to say, but if Shane is going to be a Power 4 coach, I mean, forget, like I said, the talk at Plattsburgh and everything else. I mean, if you want to take that next step, this OC hire is the biggest hire of your life. No fans or buts about it. This is it. This is it. I'm telling you. This it all leverage is here. All leverage is here. It all sits here. And what gets me too is when people are like, "Oh, we only kept Shula because Lenore Sellers told them to."
No,
That's just
that's
not
not
the
what happened.
case. That's not the case. Lenore Sellers, did he have some say? I'm sure, but it didn't go down like that. There's you're not having one player hold you hostage of who you're hiring or who you're not hiring in college
Mm-hmm.
football.
Not gonna happen.
Not happening.
And Lenore
Not
should tell you
happening.
that wouldn't happen. It doesn't matter who you are.
Absolutely.
You're not
Absolutely.
gonna dictate your season off of that.
Mm-mm.
So
Not at all. No, not
that's
at
one
all.
name
So
I've heard. I've I've been told there's some intrigue. Someone like a Bobby Petrino would be intrigued at this job. Um, I don't. I'm not for sure how serious that is. I know Bobby's gonna need. He's not gonna have nothing after the season's over with. So could I see him doing something like that? Sure,
yeah.
but we'll see.
Yeah, and the talk a lot of people talk about Bryles, and that talk is interesting to me, Q. I don't know how I feel about that one,
I'm cool with it.
honestly.
I think he puts up points, and so if he puts up
He
points, that's
does.
where I'm at.
He does.
Like I'm cool. Whatever we need to do to get points on the board, and that's where I'm at with it.
I'm between that. I'm leaning towards being positive with that. I know for a fact that I truly do believe where we're going after right now, the OC hire, once that
Hmm.
time comes, I think it's gonna be one it's gonna shatter the boards. I really do.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm
I
I'm
think he's
ready
going to have to
to
go
say
outside the
that.
box because his job is on the line at this point.
Yeah, yeah, he is. Despite what many think out there, he definitely is. Q. Before we get into the basketball segment because we're gonna talk about that football and the recruiting side of things. I mean, things stay pretty status quo right now. The
Hmm.
Gamecock, recruits, they want to stay and play at South Carolina. Darius Gray, 5-star offensive lineman, wants to play at South Carolina. Landon Duckworth shut down his recruitment even after Shula was fired. Even after Shula was fired. So it's interesting to me, Q. Maybe we don't know the magnitude of how many people wanted Shula to go
There's a
on the,
possibility.
on the
I mean,
recruiting trail.
his system was not fit for what was going on in the first place. Just to be
No,
honest.
no, it was not. No, it was not. And even despite the results, you still have everybody hanging in tight. You have everybody hanging inside. The only one that has made a comment so far was the running back. Was Thomas,
Hmm.
the running back. That's the only one that made a comment. But nothing has been done since. And the team that was really flirting with him was Florida State. And well, we all know where Florida State is right now. And people are heated up and want to pay that big bill to get Norvell packing. But that's a lot of money that they're gonna have to cough up pretty
Hmm.
quick.
That's true.
So I
So
don't
I
know. I
mean,
don't know that's happening. It's a lot of money. It's a
I
lot,
don't
a
think they're
lot of
gonna do
money.
it.
I don't see it. I like I said, I would be surprised if they did. And greater things have happened, of course, but we will we will of course see here soon as the season progresses. Q, we'll talk A&M on Thursday. We'll break that down. Talk a little about A&M, what they got going. Obviously, A&M is probably one of the hottest, and not the hottest teams in the country right now, and
Hmm.
top three for a reason. They've played great. They
Yeah,
haven't
we'll talk more
struggled too
about them on.
much,
Definitely
but
talk
yeah,
more about them on Thursday.
yeah. Yeah, tough place to play going into old Kyle Field over there, and yeah, not great. But anyways, we move on. Q South Carolina basketball 2-0. Gamecocks men's and women's both
Yep.
2-0 on the season. Q, we'll go ahead and talk about that game from Southern against Southern Miss last night, as that is the most recent one in memory. And look, that team was up pretty big. South Carolina was in the first. They're up almost getting close to that 20 range, man, in the first. I mean, they were going up pretty quick. And then Southern Miss, they found their stride and they just could not miss. I mean, the team ultimately ended up shooting 45% from the field just right there. And I mean, they had some nice players, man. Tavares was nice for Southern Miss, man. And that's
Hmm.
14 new transfers on that team. So that Ken Pom bull crap that you guys pull, I mean, whether a Gamecock fan or an opposing fan that is pulling that. Oh, Southern Miss was what 324 last year, whatever. Ken Pom.
Hmm.
That's 14 new transfers that came in, by the way.
And they
So
got
I
some
don't.
ballers on that team, man.
Oh, they absolutely do. And they lost down the stretch like they lost to Buffalo. Quite
Hmm.
frankly, it's. But I would not be surprised to see this team make some moves
They're going
later
to be a
down the
top five
season.
team in their conference, bro. Watch what I tell you.
I can see it.
They're going to be a
I
top five team in their conference.
I could definitely see that. Yeah, I could definitely see that. It's definitely a possibility because you don't know what you have with this new team. Those players need to gel.
Yep.
And
What today, Joe? They're a tough matchup. They're long. They're lengthy. They're a very
hmm
tough matchup.
hmm yeah, I mean, look, if there wasn't for Michi Johnson, I mean, South Carolina would be potentially sitting on a Q4 loss right now, man. I'm just call it how it is. South Carolina did what they needed to do at the end, took over. Michi Johnson, 33 points, a career high for him, by the way, at South Carolina. Eli Ellis, look, I mean, the kid, we knew the
Kid's
kid
good.
was good. We knew the kid was good. And obviously, get a conference play. We're gonna have a little different conversation. You still have some decent opponents and out of conference. Butler players like teams like that, right?
Northwestern.
Not exact, but not a bad start for old Eli Ellis. 20 points for the kid last night. 20 points for the kid. He gets the assists, he gets the rebounds. He's physical so far. A lot of people had questions about how physical could he be. So coming into college basketball, he's looked good. He's looked solid. Not a bad start for Eli Ellis, man. Not a bad start at all. What are your thoughts about old Eli last night and how Michi Johnson with the welcome home showing last night?
I think that was what you needed. You needed a game where you can show some adversity, a team you wouldn't want to necessarily match up with on a day to day basis. Very tough matchup, especially with the way our team is made up. If we're not hitting all our shots, it's going to be tough to put that team away. A very physical team. Um, and then you got, even with all those different things that you have factoring in, you were still able to figure a way to get it done. Down 11 with 4 minutes left in the game, like that. That's usually a recipe for disaster.
Mm,
But it didn't. It wasn't a disaster. That's the beauty of the situation. It
yeah,
wasn't a disaster, and that's the key. Michi found a way to will his team. That team loses by 15 last year. Um, so
yeah,
that's what you got to kind of deal with. I mean, I loved what I saw. The fight. Let's just let me put it this way. The fight is where I was happy about. The fight. You got to have the fight. The fight
sure.
of a team. You got to have leaders who are willing to fight. You
hmm
had two freshmen step up, and that's what mattered. Not just Eli, but Hayden was our best rebounder
He
at the
was.
time. You had two freshmen on the floor when crunch time came. You do nothing but make yourself better as a team when you have that. That's
Yeah,
where I am with it.
yeah. I know. I do agree. Some great play also from Mike Sharjumps, the Mongolian Mike, which I'm pretty sure I
Hmm.
pronounced his name right there. So if I did, hey, there we go. But Mongolian Mike, great game for him. 17 points. Miles Studi made a three when it was needed. Very
Yeah.
much needed.
So just keep fighting. That's all it is. Just keep fighting. 2-0 start. We have Presbyterian on Wednesday, I believe,
Yeah.
and so let's just keep stacking wins. It doesn't matter where anyone's ranked right now. It doesn't matter what anyone's doing right now. You're stacking wins at this point, and that's what matters.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you said, the way you start out, you just have to go, man. You got to win these games, and you took care of business last night. Ultimately, I mean, I know, like I said, people are expecting a blowout, which I mean, to start the game out, it seemed like it was going to go that way, but
Hmm.
they fall back, man. They fall back. So a good start for South Carolina, 2-0 on the season on men's side of things. On the women's side of things, the Gamecocks, they handle business in that exhibition against North Carolina and Atlanta. Grand Candy came to town. They won 94-54. And then Bowling Green came to town to South Carolina, won 114-47. Q, I mean, obviously another blowout for South Carolina. Not a huge shock by any no imagination, right? Joyce Edwards, 24 points, a huge game for her. Tonight, Latson, 17 points. Some good work off the bench for McKeer. Great stuff for them. McDowell, 11 points. She got hurt last game, so it was kind of concerning that last game. But this
Hmm.
game she did solid. Seeing her on the court, she looked good.
Hmm.
Uh, Duada, 9 points. I mean, she looked good. So ultimately you got everything you needed to, and we pressed on, man. What do you think about that win over Bowling Green?
Like I said, you're trying to make sure you get wins. You're stacking wins. You got USC soon. Um, like you're stacking wins at this point. That's what you're trying to do.
Yeah, and your in-state rival Clemson comes to town tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Your in-state rival comes to town 6 p.m. And then yeah, SoCal they go out to LA on a neutral site, and that
Hmm.
game's actually televised on Fox. You believe that on 9 o'clock at night?
I
I
love
would
it. When is
yeah.
that game?
That is 9 o'clock at night on Saturday, November 15th. So this Saturday at 9 o'clock.
Good.
So yeah, it's gonna be interesting show. Maybe Gus Johnson will call a little basketball now. He's definitely gonna be college football. But interesting stuff though. Fox at 9 o'clock at night. I can't remember seeing the last time that they had a game that late at night on a Saturday during football season for basketball. That's interesting stuff. And then South Carolina moves on without a conference schedule, gets Duke in the Players of the Era Championship, which that's going to be televised on True TV. And then they'll either play Texas or UCLA. So a lot of stuff there to wrap up the month of November for South Carolina. So great,
Yeah.
great stuff out there. We're gonna see them a little battle test a little bit, but nothing that they can't handle, right? So good stuff for the women's side of things over there. IQ baseball, there's a sorrow, sad thing we have to put out there, unfortunately. But Braylon Wimmer has been diagnosed. He had a scan come in, and he does have a brain tumor. So for those who don't know, he does have a GoFundMe that is out there that you can donate to. Our
Hmm.
thoughts and of course, prayers are with Braylon and his family at this time. It's extremely sad because that is a Gamecock through and through. And I mean, not only was he on the field, but also off the field. His teammates and everybody, I mean, they've only said every great thing about him that can be said. Uh, it's just sad, man. It's sad, and that's just unfortunate part of life, I guess. But
Hmm.
it's
Praying for him
sad.
and his family.
Yeah, yeah. Braylon is it's a grade A guy, man. It's just very very disappointing and sad to hear about. But there's a GoFundMe out there too to donate. We've retweeted a few times. You can definitely find it out there. It's available. So, like I said, our prayers are with Braylon during this time. I just, it's just very unfortunate.
Yeah.
Very, very
Great
unfortunate
guy
stuff.
too. He was a great guy.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So keep him, like I said, in your prayers as he's going through that because that can't be easy. So thoughts with him
Yeah.
at this time. Now, Q, if you for the fans out there that want to watch a little baseball, you got a little fall baseball going on right now that ends this week. I would recommend you try to get out the Founders if you can to go watch it. A little fall ball that's going on right now. Ethan Petrie, by the way, Ethan Petrie went to the semifinals, in the home run derby out there in the Arizona tournament out there. So really, really cool stuff there in the home run derby. Ethan Petrie, our guy out there. So really cool stuff. Really cool stuff. Q South Carolina on the baseball side of things, on the diamond. As much as I said we feel some type of way about Paul, of course, but they got things done against College of Charleston. Really well, actually. I mean, they took it to them. South Carolina ultimately won 8-1 in that game, 9 innings, of course, of College of Charleston, which that is a team that they
Hmm.
had 36, 38 wins last year.
Yeah.
So a very good
Should have
team.
been a tournament team.
Yeah, and it should have been. So they went out to Riley Park last Thursday and won 8-1. Some really good stuff there. KJ Scobie doing what he does, man, showing off. Thomas LeCroy looked pretty decent. Patrick Evans, shout out to him, man, had the inside the park home run. Inside the park home run. Bo Hollins did it back in 2024. If those who forgot about that, so
Hmm.
good stuff there. Look, I'm interested. I'm intrigued to see what we look like into the season. We got a ways to go about that, despite how we feel about Paul or not. We still got to love on our guys, man, and I think they could be special if they put things together. In Monty Lee's, at least for Monty Lee's sake, man. Monty's a great guy, and he's yeah. Shout out to Monty Lee. He did a little league baseball camp thing a few weeks ago. Man, my son and I attended, and he started the thing up, gave the kids a pep talk, and I sat there and listened to it. I'm like, man, if this is what he does with these kids, I mean, I understand why our players love him so much, and our former players love him so much, and why Ethan Petrie would not take, a payday to go somewhere else instead of stay at South Carolina. So, shout out to Monty Lee, and hopefully they can do something for him this year. So, we'll see what that looks like. They're banged up a little bit, but Gamecock baseball should be ready to go come here in the next few months. So we'll get into that when it comes time. Key, before we wrap this thing up, Gamecocks in the NFL, Rico Dowdle. Got a shout out to him right now, man. Shout out to Rico Dowdle. Two Pumps got him a fine. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, Rico Dowdle did the kid the celebration from the Key and Peele show. The sketch, and I can tell you, man, that thing was hilarious. But he also got fined by NFL, and then Key himself, man. How about Key himself? He actually donated to the charity of choice that Rico was donating his money to. So awesome stuff there. Little round, little double donation, little double dipping. If you haven't seen that video, it's out there, and it's hilarious if you haven't seen it. So, but shout out to Rico Dowdle. He's doing what he can for the Carolina Panthers, and he's showing that he's probably going to be RB1 here in the future. And Chuba Hubbard, I mean, he's being solid for the Carolina Panthers. He's probably going to be looking elsewhere. But Rico Dowdle potentially could be RB1 in the Carolinas real soon. Real soon. Shout out to Nick Emmanwori, by the way. I want to shout out to Nick Emmanwori. If you haven't seen what he did the other day, Sunday, not only did they dominate the Arizona Cardinals, 9 tackles for E-Man, 4 passes defended, 0.5 sacks, E-Man. Just a kid from the 803, by the way. So shout out to Nick Emmanwori for doing his thing. Deebo Samuel, another touchdown. Deebo being Deebo, of course. It's always fun watching those guys out there, man. They deserve it.
Correct.
Surely.
No, they've had a good year. A lot of them have done a really good job this year, and I'm very proud. I think our rookies have done a really good job, and still shout out to Spencer. I know this is a tough situation, but the Saints don't deserve happiness anyways.
Nope. No, they don't. No, they don't. It's just a sad state of affairs. And, of course, Carolina has to have a let down game after beating the Green Bay Packers in Green Bay. It's just, par for the course, right? Par for the course. But that just, it happens, man. Always something. Always something. Oh, shout out to Kai Kroger, man. He pinned my Panthers deep yesterday. Pinned them deep multiple times. And every part of me is like, oh man, Kai, why you got to do this to my Panthers? Another part of me is like, yeah, go Kai, keep doing your thing, dog. Like, keep doing your thing.
Yeah,
we're happy. We're happy for you. So I let him know how I felt about that. It was just, he laughed about it. We had a good laugh and talked about it. And I'm like, man, but hey, congratulations, dude, tearing my boys up. But you do your thing. Q, before we finally wrap this thing up, a couple topics of discussion I do want to bring up. Zion Elia, a lot of guys are talking about Zion, the 5-star defensive end out of Maryland, committed to the Terps right now, obviously. But Mike Locksley, his time is, he's on the clock. He's on the clock. A lot of people are asking why he's not fired yet. I think they're trying to see if he loses out. They're trying to give him more reason to fire him and get away with having to pay him less. I think that's what's going on there. At least that's what I've been hearing. So, Hugh, what are your thoughts about old Zion? Does South Carolina have a shot to bring him in and flip him from the Maryland Terrapins?
I mean, anyone has a shot to do anything right now. I don't think it matters if Locksley's there or he isn't. I think it more matters of if he wants to do it or not. that's just a Zion thing. Does he want to? Does he not? It's up to him. I don't know. But I mean, his visits are what they are. I mean, they're real things. Those are like legit visits. Those are what he wants to do. And so I'm curious to see what happens with it.
Yeah, likewise. Likewise. I do want to shout out to our own Darius Gray, offensive lineman, defensive lineman. He had 15 sacks this season, 23 tackles for losses, 64 tackles. He said he wanted to get about 20 sacks this year, so he didn't fall too far short of that, man, when we had him on the show.
That's facts. I mean, he's had a good year.
He has.
So,
yeah, he really has. So really, really good stuff there. I want to shout out Braden Webb, MLB, Gamecock, former Gamecock. Who remembers Braden Webb? Everybody remembers Braden Webb. How can you not forget him? Oh, one of the only guys I've ever seen do a backflip on the mound, by the way. Braden Webb. The Savannah Bananas. He's entered the Banana Ball player draft. So what does that mean? We could potentially see Braden Webb playing for the Savannah Bananas soon. And if you know Braden Webb, he probably fits the spirit of what the Savannah Bananas are about. You know, they're the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball. That's what I like to call them. They like to have fun. They like to get the kids involved. And I'm going to be honest, man, because the Savannah Bananas, a lot of kids have got more into baseball. Like, you'll sit out there and you'll be, the Little League games, and you'll hear the kids talk about banana ball while they're practicing. So, look, some people feel some type of way about it, but if this helps get kids involved and they want to play baseball, I'm for it. That may be a take people don't like, but it gets the youth involved and want to play baseball again. I'm good with it. We need to see that. We need to see that passion. I'm for it. Let the kids play youth banana ball, man. Let them get into it. That takes them back to the diamond. I'm for it, man. Let them live. Let the kids live, man. Let them be kids. The kids are all right. I promise you. The kids are all right. I don't know if you noticed this trend, Q, with all these kids these days playing in garage bands again. Q, we might be back.
No, we ain't back yet. There's some things that got to happen before that.
We're getting damn close, Q.
There's some more things that's got to happen before that happens. Before I say we back, there's some stuff that got to happen.
It all starts with that OC hire, of course. That's where it all starts at.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, that's where it all starts. Q, before we let this thing go, anything else before we wrap it up, my guy?
No, that's it, man.
Good stuff. Well, guys, appreciate y'all tuning in to the Welcome On Podcast on YouTube, X, Facebook, all that good stuff there. You can check it out live. Appreciate y'all listening to the Welcome On Podcast on Apple and Spotify. You can catch the replays of every show out there, the Welcome On Podcast on Apple and Spotify. Guys, we'll see you next time.
Peace.